So last weekend I went to San Diego to spend Memorial Day with my best friend. Her grandparents live down there, so we decided like we would just go for the weekend, chill out. So we went, and immediately once we got there, literally, y'all, like I had crossed the Pacific Coast Highway next to this restaurant that we were about to dine at in order to like throw something away, and then ran back to meet like before the light. And I guess I ended up dropping my iPhone in the fucking PCH and didn't even notice, didn't even feel it. And we're sitting and we're having lunch, and then my best friend gets a text message like, yo, like your friend dropped her phone on PCH, like I have her phone, like where are you so I can like give you back your phone. Obviously I'm really embarrassed. Why am I such an airhead? Like why am I dropping my fucking phone on the PCH? Like, okay, girl, like my life is already like crazy as hell enough. Almost month 4 in Los Angeles, like totally new life, having to do all this like insane stuff, you know, just like when you're a resident of a new state. My life has a lot going on in it right now. Just moved into my apartment. Welcome, by the way. You guys are currently watching this from Diva Salon. This is of course my salon and like bedroom, you know, like whatever, but this is the salon. The episodes that I filmed from the car are obviously from Ciara's Diva Ciara, but we just call her Ciara. I just got back from a comedy show. I went to see Sanma Hindi, who's actually a really good friend of mine. She is so hilarious. Literally, we met very serendipitously, like in a cafe in Silver Lake when I first got to LA, and we realized that we like literally moved to LA on the same day. She's Egyptian, I'm Lebanese, and her comedy is like so scary relatable. Like I relate to so many elements of it. And it's really like speaks like to my shadow side and kind of like the things that I've like buried and like been ashamed of, and she kind of just like puts it all out there and like makes it hilarious. So if you're like an Arab girl and you have like shame, she's someone you want to check out. So anyway, a couple of us like went and hung out, and just like talking to the people from the Arab community is like so healing and so validating, because it just makes me realize like I'm not alone in like my trauma or like how fucked up I am, like low-key, because y'all have been through the same shit. Like I don't know, there's just something so healing about like connecting with other Arabs and realizing that like our childhood experiences like weren't alone. And like personally, like I grew up around like mostly white people, and just like honestly just like elite white people, elite black people, like elite, like it was like the hood and then it was like the elites, like no in between. So, and I guess like you could say like I'm one of the elites, but like as an Arab like girl in the West, like child of immigrants, like south side of Chicago, it was interesting. It turned me into the hood Princess Jasmine. Let's just say that. Let's just leave it at that for now. More on another episode. But yeah, just like how unbelievably healing it is to like be in the presence of other community members and like just be vulnerable and like let them like hold space for them to be vulnerable is like such a beautiful thing. So I really encourage y'all, like whatever like culture, religion, like whatever you are, like find your people that are like may have similar like backgrounds and experiences as you, because it will heal you and it will make you feel whole in ways that you didn't realize were possible. Like anyway, so back to my story about Pacific Coast Highway dropping my phone. A woman picks it up and calls my friend, so I go to meet up with her, right? Like I literally like go, she like pulls up in her Tesla. God bless this woman for fucking picking up my phone, because I could not handle losing my phone right now. So I meet up with her, like she rolls down her window and she was like, oh my God, like here's your phone, like you dropped it. Like I literally had to like stop traffic, like made 2 illegal U-turns to get your phone. Like I just knew I had to get it to you. And like as soon as I got your phone, like I saw that it said Free Palestine on it. And LSD, like Lebanese Soul Diva LSD, and then Free Palestine, Free Gaza on it. She didn't know what LSD was at the time. I explained it to her later. And she was like, you know, I had family die on October 7th. And I was kind of just like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, that's so awful. Like, I actually, one of my best friends from college is like, was raised in Israel, and she like had friends die on October 7th. Like, it's so awful. It's so awful. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, my deepest condolences. Like, and that's genuine, you know, like that's genuine. Interesting interaction because, you know, she was just like, obviously Zionist, like obviously very pro-Israel, like obviously very like, you know, I have no problems with the Palestinians. It's like the terrorists that I have a problem with. Like vibes, you know, just like total disconnect of like what the actual reality of the situation is, like who's really a terrorist, like what is really going on, like the non like privileged, you know, the non like version of the story where like you don't have like a $1.2 million home in San Diego and make like, you know, well, like probably $1 million a year and like vacation in Israel, like just because like someone told you that was your land. Like the version of that like the rest of us are, that are like, you know, not settlers. But anyway, like I was so genuinely so grateful for this woman. Like, so I texted her, like after like all was said and done, I had her number and I texted her. I said, this is my Yush. Thank you so much for taking a risk to rescue my phone, a kindness I will not soon forget. May Allah bless and protect you and your whole family. Have a wonderful weekend. And she responded, my Yush, you truly have some good luck following you, which is true. I am divinely blessed and highly favored. She said there must have been 45 or more cars that drove over that phone. It really is a miracle, and the fact that I saw it fall out, I felt obligated to make 2 illegal U-turns to go back across Pacific Coast Highway on a busy Saturday. Somehow everybody stopped with me, only to see LSD and Free Palestine sign. You know, like whatever. And she said, like, no matter how much we pray, like, I don't think Palestine will be free, especially October 7th, which to me was just like, whatever. She even said, like, she called her sister when she found the phone and, like, told her about the Free Palestine sign, and her sister was like, throw the fucking phone out the window or, like, some shit, and, like, alhamdulillah, like, they didn't. Like, God bless. But, yeah, it was a really interesting and, like, humbling experience for me because I'm definitely, like, in a phase of, like, LA and, like, life where my main key focus is just, like, emotional control, like, watching my tongue, befriending my enemies, not saying more than necessary. And I feel like in this situation, like, you know, I just told her, like, she asked what LSD was. I told her it was Lebanese Soul Diva. And I feel like she was able to see Palestinians or Arabs, like Lebanese, as people for the first time, maybe. Like, that interaction was a lot more for her than it was for me. But yeah, I just thought that was so interesting because, like, I literally, like, dropped my phone on PCH and, like, some, like, Zionist Israeli family woman picked it up and, like, had this whole, like, spiritual, like, wow, like, this girl is so blessed. Like, what does it all mean? Like, whatever. Anyway, I hope this story wasn't totally pointless. My name is Mayush, Soul Diva Lebanese, Lebanese Soul Diva. They call me LSD, aka, you know, Duchess of Dorchester, that girl. So, yeah, I'm out here in LA. This is Soul Diva Confessions, episodes, I don't know which episode this is about to be, but subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep up with my journey, and follow me on Spotify to listen to my music.